Thank You. You just played 2 songs off your album that comes out tomorrow. So I guess describe the feeling. I mean, the day before an album comes out, after all the hard work that comes out, then then it's out, and then it stays out.
I'll start, because I don't know if these guys are going to say the same thing, but
Yeah.
for me, we've been working it for months already, so it almost feels like it's been out for 2 months. We've been doing all this publicity and playing out a few shows and sending it out and talking to people about it, so it almost feels like it's already out. So to me, I think it's almost like another day until maybe something else happens and the world gets a little more excited, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm always interested. Like when I talk to bands, like everything's new for us.
I know.
As the listener, but you guys have been just like listening and playing and just.
It's like having a birthday when somebody says, "How do you feel now?" It's like, I feel the same as I did last birthday.
Right.
But we started recording and writing it in August of last year. Got a place in Queens, and we converted the room about half this size to a recording studio, and then here we are. A little over a year later, and it's finally coming out.
Yeah.
We're really excited about it because we got the mix to analog.
And we got it to sound the way we wanted it
That
to
was
sound.
really cool.
That's a big deal.
And you guys, to my right, have been together kind of forever. And how long have you been with the group?
A month and a half.
Really?
Yep.
That's it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say you guys actually collectively, you guys sound like you've been together like for a while. So
We practices.
He does.
that's the trick.
And they got it together. I mean,
Yeah.
it was just that easy. It's like,
Yeah, he's really on top of it.
Yeah. He brought in prepared, and we were ready to
Sent him the album, like the next rehearsal, he had like 7 tunes.
And that was it. Okay.
Yeah, so.
So I hear like a ton of, and as a music / whatever pop culture journalist, I hate doing comparisons, but like I hear so many different elements into the songs where like there's like a Beatles influence, but then I hear Alice in Chains a little bit. I don't know if I'm just kind of out of whack.
Well, you got
Maybe
the
harmonic.
tight harmonies.
Yeah, I mean I kind of hear just kind of subtleties. So I mean,
I can see that, especially with Alice in Chains, because we were talking about that not that long ago, because they had their own harmonic harmony. They had their own thing going on. You know what I'm saying? Harmony as in not just
Melody.
Harmony.
It's not the structure of it. They had their own thing going. I think that we've kind of found our own way of doing our harmonies. We're not just your typical thirds or whatever you're going to do. It's and that's just from knowing him for years and always working on music. I think but I like that. That's a good comparison. I like that. Not that we're heavy like Alice in Chains.
no, but I mean, I was.
Signature sound. They had.
I guess I was thinking more like unplugged. Unplugged. I mean, you're also in an unplugged environment right now, so that's another
We
thing.
do have lights. There are lights on.
That's. I can't edit that out. That
Can we
people are gonna hear that joke, and they're just gonna.
That's the best
That
you
wasn't
come
a
up
good
with.
one.
Hey, I'm working without a net here.
You certainly are.
And you just went.
Yeah.
So, no, but guys, tell me what's the plan for like the next couple of months? I guess. I mean, are you gonna do a couple of one-offs here, or are you gonna do a full-fledged tour?
No, one-offs.
One-offs here and there.
We have a show on the 10th
Yes.
of this month, which
At
is a few
Left
days
Field in Ludlow Street, on Ludlow Street.
away. Saturday.
Yep. And then we do the IPO Festival at the International Pop Overthrow in November on a Saturday, the 7th.
7th, I believe.
And I think we have an afternoon show for that one. And then it's just depending on what kind of crowd we can draw in and how the album does on the radio charts, which it's happening now actually. So we're hoping the momentum keeps building.
There's about 25 stations playing it all over the country right now.
Nice.
College and not so college, regular city
Yeah,
stations.
so if anybody's watching this in a place where they're playing it, like I've seen in the last few days, there's a ton of likes from Texas, for instance. So if anybody's watching this in Texas that's heard it.
You're
and
big in
wants us to
Texas?
play- Apparently something's happening in
Barnard,
Texas.
Everything's big in Texas.
So if anybody hears this in Texas and wants to see us,
WBA,
let us know that we'll come
W-
down. We'll come down.
WBAR, Barnard College in Manhattan.
Okay.
They're playing it.
Yes.
And you guys are all city guys,
No. We're
ish.
We have to drive into the city.
Brooklyn, White Plains,
Plains,
Queens,
Queens,
Brooklyn.
Okay, and we're in White Plains.
Yes.
So 3 of you had a shitty commute today.
No, the 4 of us had a shitty commute today.
Did you today?
I think it took me longer to get here than they did from
It was only an hour for
Yeah,
me.
I didn't
What?
have much of a problem.
How does that even happen? Traffic?
I don't know coming from Ellsworth.
He left
yeah,
during lunch
yeah.
hour, that's
Yeah, I
how it
left during
happened.
lunch
Everybody
hour.
went to lunch at the same time, so he couldn't
All
get to
the way
Central
down.
Avenue.
Nope.
Crazy. We've alienated half of at least 3/4 of the YouTube population by dropping
guys.
Central Avenue on here.
Sorry, guys.
Like what? Although Central Avenue is pretty universal. It could be
Oh,
anywhere.
loves it. We're going to the
We could be
camera
anywhere right now.
afterwards.
Ah,
You should be
dude.
coming, my friend.
Yeah, wings and fries.
Best wings, fries,
Yeah, I'm jealous.
cold beer.
Best everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that was an unexpected detour, but I will shout out Candlelight any day of the week. So, all right, guys. Well, thanks for coming by,
Thanks for
and keep us posted. Where can we find you? Your Twitter.
We got Facebook.
Okay.
Which is the Turnback.
Yep. We got Twitter.
Which is the Turnback.
Website,
which is the
We got
Turnback.com.
Turnback.com. We've got, we're on iTunes where you can pre-order the album now if you have to have it today.
Yeah, I mean, I should say that this is the day before, like
Yeah,
when this
yes.
posts, it will be out.
It's
So,
already out.
Okay,
Yeah.
so go to
so
iTunes.
anyone who pre-orders it after it's already out is a moron, I guess.
Yes.
Kind of.
Yes, so you can actually order it and get it if you want to download it, if you want the actual CD, which is very cool because it's got an additional song, a bonus track, which is a cover of the Beatles' Tomorrow Never Knows. So if you get the
Nice.
CD on cdbaby.com, you'll get that. Or if you come to one of our shows and buy the CD, you'll get that song as well.
Yes.
You won't get it on the
Yeah.
iTunes download, but you'll get the rest of the album, all the originals.
Way to stick a tabble, guys.
Yes. Well, we just couldn't afford to do the
Just,
digital.
just kidding.
Yeah, that's what
The
they
Beatles were charging us too much. They let us do the
CD.
album, but they wouldn't let us do the digital
Yeah.
without a lot of money.
Those
So we're like, okay,
pesky Beatles.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right, guys, thanks so much.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.